The trading boundary, topic 11, the mental shift that changes everything in trading. One of the biggest changes in my trading didn't happen because I found a better strategy. It didn't happen because I learned a new indicator. It happened when I started thinking about trading in a completely different way. Most beginners enter the market with one goal, to make money, and that sounds reasonable. But over time, I realized something that completely changed the way I trade. In professional trading, profit is not the primary goal. Profit is a byproduct. The real goal is something else. And once I understood this, my trading started to become much more stable. The beginner mindset. When most people start trading, their thinking is very straightforward. They think, I need to make money, so every trade becomes a test. If the trade wins, it feels good. If the trade loses, it feels like a failure. And because of that mindset, traders start doing things that slowly destroyed their system. They overtrade, re-range trade, increase position size, try to make back losses quickly. And that account becomes very unstable, not because the strategy is bad, but because the goal itself is wrong. The first realization. At some point, I began noticing something interesting. Whenever I focused on making money, I actually made worse decisions. I would enter too early or hesitate when I should take a trade or hold a losing trade too long. But when I focus on something else, my trading suddenly becomes calmer. That something else was risk control. Instead of asking, how much can I make today? I started asking a different question. How much am I willing to lose today? That one question changes everything. Part 3, the professional perspective. Professional traders rarely start the day thinking about profit. They start the day thinking about risk limits. For example, maximum daily losses, maximum position size, maximum numbers of trades. These rules exist for one simple reason. In trading, survival is everything. Because once an account blows up, the game is over. But if the account survives, the system has time to work. Part 4. The hiding purpose of the early trading. This leads to another realization that many traders miss. When you are trading small size in the beginning, you are not really building capital. You are building behavior patterns. You are trading yourself to accept the losses, follow rules, wait for good setups, and avoid emotional decisions. This is not just a technical process. It's actually a neurological process. You are literally training your brain to respond to an uncertainty in a stable way, and that takes time. Part 5. Why many traders fail when size increases. This also explains something very common in trading. Many traders can trade well with small size, but the moment they increase position size, everything falls apart. Why? Because the psychological pressure changes. A $30 loss feels very different from a $300 loss. If the brain was never trained to handle that pressure, the trade starts making emotional decisions. That's why slow growth is not a weakness. It is actually part of the training process. The real goal. Eventually, the goal becomes very simple. Not to make money today, not to catch every move, but to do one thing consistently. Protect the system. Because once the system is protected long enough, the statistics begin to play out. And when that happens, profit starts appearing neutrally. Not every day, not in a straight line, but steadily over time. So the biggest mental shift in trading is this. Beginners focus on profit, experienced traders focus on risk, and the professional traders focus on process. Because once the process is stable, profit eventually becomes the byproduct, and in the long run, Trading is not a competition about who makes money the fastest. It's about who can stay in the game the longest.